I'd like to welcome back to the show Dr. Arden from the Mayo Clinic. And today we're talking about the COVID vaccine, but with kids. Recently, they opened it up from 12 to 15 years of age. Dr. Arden, welcome back to River City Live. It seems like just a year ago, we were meeting all the time talking about COVID. You fast forward a year to where we are right now, and a lot has been done. We have that vaccine, but guess what? We have more questions. So obviously with kids, a lot of parents are concerned, especially with young kids. Are you seeing anything as far as side effects or anything we should watch out for?
So thanks for having me again. I think it's a great time to update ourselves on what's going on. Right now for our kids, 12 to 15, that's kind of been the newest age group that's eligible for vaccines. Pfizer is the only one that is approved for that age group right now, just so that folks are aware. And we're seeing that kids are doing relatively well with this vaccine. Common side effects are similar to our other vaccines. So some pain at the injection site, some maybe redness or erythema at the injection site. Perhaps with that second vaccine, I know for the adults, we're kind of used to this idea that maybe that one's a little bit rougher to get through. Similar side effects, maybe some more systemic side effects like fever, chills, body aches, headache. But overall, it appears that our teenagers, our adolescents are doing quite well with this vaccine.
And then what about fertility? Obviously, these are growing teenage kids, 12 through 15. A lot is happening with their bodies. And I know that's a big concern because with all of these vaccines, they really haven't been out there that long. So what's your recommendation and how do you talk through parents with that one?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's a common concern that I've heard from parents and families as well. I could reassure those folks out there that there's no data to suggest that that's a concern at all. I always encourage families to bring forth maybe where they're hearing that information from. If there's a site or a source, if they've read that to them, I'm happy as their physician to review that. But we know a lot about this technology already. Even though this feels like a new vaccine, the technology isn't really all that new. We have a wealth of information about vaccines in general to know that there really just isn't any way for this to affect fertility for our adolescents.
I mean, that is great to hear. Now, what about under 12? It's not opened up yet, but when the time comes, is it something that you feel like, based on what you just said, it will be safe for everyone, all ages?
Yeah, so, I'm a mom of three, but my kids are younger, 7, 5, and 2. So we're not quite there yet to get their vaccination. So I'm looking as a parent, as a physician, watching out for all that information. And so there are ongoing trials right now. And kind of the rumor is that we'll hopefully have some information about that being an option for our children sometime in the fall. But all data seems to point that this is also a safe option for our younger children as well.
And then why just Pfizer right now? For example, I got Moderna. Now I'm wondering, wait a minute, was Moderna not that good that they only released Pfizer to kids?
Oh, so that's not a worry. There are trials for both of these vaccines, and there are trials for other vaccines that maybe we haven't even heard of yet. So these are ongoing all across the nation, all across the world, to be honest. So we will hopefully have multiple options for our parents to consider for their children. But it's just as of now, we have data for Pfizer that's been approved. Moderna is hopefully on its way. And so we'll see a lot change, I think, over the next couple of months.
And my last question, so kids that are fully vaccinated, so now let's just say the younger ones, 12 through 15, do they no longer have to quarantine once they're fully vaccinated if they have been exposed?
So it's a great question. I think there's a couple places or sources that one's going to have to think about when answering that, depending on maybe what healthcare system you're in or school or what environment that exposure may happen. There may still be some rules in place that we're going to have to follow. I think our sense, though, with the data and how well with these vaccines really seem to be working, that's not something we are having to do really routinely for our adults. And so hopefully that guidance will follow for our children as well. But some rules still apply depending on where you're at. So you just might need to be aware of that as a parent.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to meet with us and provide some answers. I know a lot of parents right now are listening, they're tuned in, and this is very important. So we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Thank you.